All right, welcome back. Don't forget about Saturdays on KDKA and Pittsburgh CW, our soon-to-be award-winning show, Fan Nation. It's all about you, the fan. We've had Pony on it a couple times. We've had some good guests, some great fan caves. Maybe at some point, Pony will invite us over to his house to check out his fan cave with all that Syracuse memorabilia that he has back there. JP Roofing, Fan Nation. Tune in Saturdays on KDK at 7:30 or Pittsburgh CW at 9:30. Hey, Pony, before we get to phone calls,
I know one person who won't be getting an invite. I know one person who won't be getting an invite to that fan cave.
Who's that? Pomp. Maybe two now.
Yeah, well, you can figure it out.
All right, before we get to phone calls, Pony, Harry Call tweeted me, and he said he wanted me to ask you. He called you the other guy, by the way, and he said, ask the other guy about what John Clayton told him about Antonio Brown possibly being suspended again. Sorry, I was here and I didn't catch that part of your show today if Clayton was on your show.
Well, that was yesterday, but thanks to Harry for listening. Clayton said that he doesn't think it's impossible that the NFL, which said when Brown was initially suspended, that they would come back and revisit the suspension length because there's also that pending sexual assault situation going on with Brown that isn't completely that is not completely reconciled yet. That's still in the court. So he was under the impression when we talked a couple days ago, or yesterday I should say, that that suspension could get pushed beyond the Week 9 comeback, but I haven't heard anything else on that today, Richie.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. Let's go out to Big Allen Robinson. What's up, Big Al?
Hey, Al.
Hey, Pony, Big Al. Hey, Pony, you're one of my favorite guys on TV. You never tell anybody they're wrong.
Thanks, Al. That means a lot to me, Al. Thank you.
Not only that, you're probably better than some of the national guys on TV. I really mean that.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
I'm 76. I've been going to games for 60 years. I played the game I refereed. But you made a statement the other day. I'm still want to see you justify it. And I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm going to justify this. You made a statement that the three receivers, Miami, at the Tampa Bay Bucks, were better than Swan and Stallworth. Now, Swan and Stallworth won 4 Super Bowls, are in the Hall of Fame. And these guys haven't even made any statement yet. How do you justify? I just want to know, how'd you count? What am I missing? How can you justify that?
Did you really say that, Pony?
It's 3. 3 is more than 2. So they've got 3 guys who are all-pro players. Antonio Brown is a Hall of Fame level player. I know you can tell me what you want about his baggage and skeletons in his closet, but if Terrell Owens is in the Hall of Fame, then Antonio Brown needs to be in it when it's all said and done. So that's the first guy on the list. Mike Evans has 6 1,000-yard receiving seasons to start his career. The only other wide receiver in NFL history to do that is Randy Moss. Not Larry Fitzgerald, not Kelvin Johnson, not Antonio Brown, Mike Evans. And the third guy, Chris Godwin, I think he's pretty good. Richie had 9 touchdowns last year. He was a 1,000-yard receiver. I think they've got, on paper, the best set of 3 wide receivers I've ever seen in my life.
Ever.
And I think Antonio Brown, yes.
Ever.
Name a set of 3 wide receivers better than that, on paper.
Well, you know, I mean, that's. I'm thinking back to the 49ers potentially, or the Cowboys back when they were winning, but I don't know if they had 3. They didn't have 3. Did the Steelers?
Well, even if you go to the Cowboys,
Brown,
Michael Irvin and Alvin Harper and Jay Novacek was a tight end. But those guys don't compare to these wide receivers. They're all all-stars. And in Brown's case, a Hall of Fame level guy.
Yeah, you make a good point, Pony. But I mean, it's hard to just really wrap your head around that when you're comparing them to 2 Hall of Famers. But I get it. You know, Antonio Brown might be better than both Stallworth and Swan. So, I mean, if you're adding Mike Evans into the mix, that potentially of what he's done with his start, he's headed in that direction as well. And I agree with you on Godwin. I mean, the guy's pretty fast. All right. And a good receiver. Let's go out to Justin out in Charleroi. How you doing, Justin?
Hey, guys. Great talk.
Thanks.
How you like how Mark Madden's the number?
Great call. That's a tremendous call. Thanks. Mike in Oakland. What's up, Mike?
Rich, man, you saved me for third. I thought I was a little higher on
You're
your
my
list,
man. I didn't even see you there. Sorry. It's like hard for me to the screen's too far away, Mike. Sorry.
It's all right. How you doing, Pony? Listen,
Mike.
You know, before I get to my point on Pitt, every time I see 93.7, I always think of B94. You know,
Love
I'm an old school
B94.
guy.
John Klein.
Me too.
It was great. I love B94.
John Dave Bubba Shelley in the mornings. I mean, a long time ago. But no, listen. Here's what I want to talk about. Rich, you know I love you, man. I agree with most of your points, and I'm hoping that you're talking about Narduzzi, that he's not going to be fired, is because you just don't think Pitt will do it. Because let me just say this.
I don't think they have the money to do it. That's why it won't happen.
But listen. We're going to go 3-8 this year, okay? We are. I don't think this team beats anyone else. And here's the thing. Year 6, okay, penalty after penalty, 12 penalties again last week. We almost lead the whole country in penalties per game. He quit on the team at the end of the first half. Year 6, what do you show your team when you try to run out the clock and it backfires anyway and Notre Dame scored another touchdown?
I mean, you're supposed to have a really good defense too, Pony. I mean, what do you say to this, dude? I mean, is his run coming to an end here soon?
No, I don't think so. I heard Dave Wanstead on with Zeiss last night say that if the media turns its back on Narduzzi, that it's an embarrassment, basically, that we need to circle the wagons around this guy. You know, Dave's a Pitt man, and he thinks he got a raw deal, but that's not what the fans want to hear right now. You know, Wani didn't get a 7th year, and next year would be year 7 for Narduzzi. Only one coach in the last 50 years at Pitt has stuck around for a 7th season, and that was Walt Harris. That's it. Everybody else, Jackie Sherrill, Johnny Majors, they had moved on. They weren't at Pitt as long as Pat Narduzzi is on the precipice of doing there. But I don't think they have a choice. The contract goes through 2024. Richie, everybody I talk to says that he's not even on the hot seat. I don't know if I have the same number of Pitt sources as you. I have not had a conversation with one person that suggests to me that the way the fans feel about him is the same way the administration feels about him right now.
Okay, let me pose this to you before we get to our tweet of the night.
Do you disagree with that? Do you disagree with that? I've not heard one thing about a hot seat.
I do not disagree with that at all. Here's what I want to ask you. Non-pandemic year, do you think it would be different?
No, because it's still 4 more years.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an eternity. He's making what, $4 million? That's $16 million bucks. I mean, maybe you could lower the buyout. Maybe he'd take $10 million. But still, where do you come up with that money? Who writes that check? This isn't Texas. This isn't Ohio State. This isn't one of those places. It's Pitt.
Well, I would say if he has a similar year to this next year, then he's definitely on a hot seat, but I don't think he's going anywhere after this year, and that is for sure. I think the pandemic has a lot to do with that as well. All right, now to our Tri-State Office Furniture tweet of the day, and this is by David Hellman. How has Ben DiNucci looked at practice this week? Well, Michael Gallup, dude, he's been slinging that thing. Let the legend be written. Pony, is there a legend here?
They said the same thing about Duck. Remember?
Yeah,
guys like Bud
too.
Dupree said that about training camp, that he was lighting them up. I loved Ben DiNucci and his family and everybody over at Pine Richland, but no, I don't. You know what? I think they'll give the Eagles a game, though, on Sunday night. How about that?
I do, too.
He'll be okay.
I'm happy for Ben. He's a good dude, good guy. I wish him nothing but success. But, you know, it looks like he's going to be starting against the Steelers here in 10 days. So,
man, he kind of looks like Duck, doesn't he? The way he throws it? Small,
a little bit,
short guy?
Yeah.
Not a ton of zip on the ball?
Duck Jr. All right, we got to take a break. Back with more phone calls, some tweets coming up next. Stay right there.